last night. Had a pretty tight overnight setup that was really bouncing in between those 9:30 zones from yesterday and the day before. We're having a really hard time breaking through one or the other. Our data gave us high of day and low of day zones with most likely to clear the low into the opening hours and to put in the high into the closing hours, but a potential sweep of both sides at the open as well. We had a high probability statistic from yesterday down here, which is roughly 23,719 to 20. And if you look, it happens to line up with our low of day zone. There's also a footprint imbalance down here that we were most likely going to get at some point today. With all of that data in mind, the ideal setup at the open was to try to build a short to get down to this zone. Well, let's see how we would go about that. So we would take our short, and our first option would be to take our target as we sweep this low of day. We would take a scale, or we could take all of the trade looking to reach this low of day zone here. So let's see how this plays out into the open. All right, we get our target, but we start to push back up. So we can close out the trade before we start pushing back into this 930 zone, understanding that if we miss the initial short, because we really don't want to give up the money that we've made. So if we miss the initial short, this is the place to short, is in this 930 zone. We want to find rejection. Again, understanding we could still pop into this high of day zone for either an add, or we could take a stop up here and just try to catch it again up here. So if you were to have shorted in that 930 zone, we would have eventually taken out our imbalance, and we would have gotten into our low of day zone to set up our long to try to get back into our high of day zone. And this is where we currently are. Right, throughout the day, we've slowly had this grind back up, and now we're trying to get through this zone with some rejection to try to get back into this high of day zone. We'll see if we get back up there or not, but hope everybody had a good day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. If you want access to this data, you know where to find us.